introduce us, bro?
Who, me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Premier Division BST gaming. We got Eden versus Boostios. It's gonna be a tight one. What do you think, Gastlee?
Oh, I think this game's gonna be explosive. I think if sorry, not last leg, but 2 legs ago, if that's anything to go by, I think we're really gonna see quite a show tonight. Boostios also, string of really good results this leg. Eden have just looked kind of untouchable. We saw unidentified poke those cracks a little bit, but nothing too major. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what White Rabbit Gaming can do, and hopefully they can upset Eden a little bit because give us a little preview of what Comic-Con might be like.
Yeah, this has been the game to look out for the last couple of legs.
This could very well be the final, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And seeing that Boostios recovering quite well from after last leg, where they lost against Unidentified and Eden. This time, convincingly beating Unidentified, which was a very good watch. And now, Boostios is going back to their former glory. So we might see upset, but you never know. Like, Eden is still a very, very strong team, and you can't just assume that. So
I mean, Boostios had them leg 1, leg 2 Eden won. Came to the 5th map. Leg 3 I think was heavily skewed in Eden's favor, but as we said, Boostios seem to have done a full circle. Oh, we're going into the game now.
Yeah. No, we weren't responding to the
Alrighty, sweet. I've already set my map numbers for this, so hopefully my camera work's not going to be too bad. Yeah, so
1 second, be right back.
Cool. Very professional, bro. Okay, so I mean, I'm just going to talk about what I expect compositionally. I don't think Energy Esports are quite going to pull the same stuff out they did against Unidentified. I think they have a little bit more sort of respect for White Rabbit Gaming. I really think that they probably see White Rabbit Gaming as an opponent they need to take a little bit more seriously, because White Rabbit Gaming does have it in them to punish cheeky plays, punish position. Oh, you've been listening the whole time. I was talking to myself. Oh, yeah.
I'm back. Now we see Boostios coming with a dive, and they did really well the game against Unidentified, where they set up this defense on that balcony and have Visions and Patches holding under the bridge. If they did their homework, they could see Unidentified was doing a dive onto Visions all the time at the back, but what Boostios did well was counter diving Unidentified's dive, which they did really, really well, controlling this whole courtyard area. Pretty insane.
Yes, and I think also the management, looking at the composition they're gonna run here, I think Barney's gonna have to be really careful on the Pharah. Really got to play those sight lines against 20, because like Patches, his opposite number there, 20 can really punish mistakes with Widowmaker. He spots you out just once and it's over. Alright, we're getting started.
See Eden sitting up on the Bastion, and this is a bit tricky, but how Boostios set up, it could be they could just hit up a prize dive onto like a loop.
Yeah.
Which can upset them very easily.
And if Sentinel misses another shield placement there, it's really going to be tough for them coming around the corner. But as we can see, White Rabbit Gaming are letting Energy Esports have this opening space. I think just getting ready for the dive. That hold didn't quite nail it there. Kubler just harassing from the side with D.Va. Oh, like a Luke taking out Barnacle on the Pharah. Jup goes in on Grifflet. Like a Luke grabs Kimbo. Ooh, like a Luke taking out Jup. Pirate ship doing its job for Energy Esports here.
100%.
The dive tried to focus other parts of the composition, but I just think they needed to focus down the Bastion, get D.Va and Winston on there, get him down quickly, and then you can sort of change your focus.
Yeah, it's pretty insane that with this type of setup you have to have a coordinated dive onto the Bastion.
Yeah.
And like Luke was just getting easy angles onto Barnacle, and Kimbo trying to set up for the res.
Yeah.
Maybe Kraken should have hold his defense matrix and hold it for the res and make sure that res is secured.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Okay, Jup and Krakens jump onto the... Patcher's taking out 20 at the back. Like a Luke popping his ultimate. Ooh, Kubler taking out Krakens. Like a Luke taking out Visions. Ooh, Patcher's getting another sick kill.
Like Luke
His ultimate's just cleaning up there.
he's getting a lot of value on the rockets, but looks like they took out like a Luke there, and the race comes in on Centicle. So this might be the opportunity to be more aggressive if they can get Jup back into the fight.
I feel now they need to dedicate a few more resources into dealing with Patches, because he seems to be having a bit more of an impact right now for White Rabbit Gaming than their other heroes. Okay, the dive composition goes in again. Ooh, Kraken's a Jup. A Barnacle with the barrage. Ooh. 20 shutting that down, but Patch is shutting him down in turn. Vision's just hammering like a Luke with those little orbs. Kimbo going for the res.
Very aggressive play coming in from WRG Boostios.
But it seems to have worked out.
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh. Could be a bit late to pop that Centicle, taking out Visions, who has died with Transcendence up. That could be a big bonus for them. Oh, big Diva Bomb by Krakens.
Huge Diva Bomb.
And now Jup and Barnacle just cleaning up Kubla at the end. Hopefully just get the D-Mech and then leave her alone.
Yeah.
With 20 down, Barnacle can spend a little more time in the air. I think he notices that. So as long as Patches can get rid of that, hopefully get the Mercy as well, Barnacle's a lot more free to do what he wants. He can have more of an impact.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. We've got a lot of value on the barrage, and Kraken's one now.
Like a Luke pulling out tank mode again. Ooh, Diva Bomb from Kubler. Doesn't connect with anyone.
Ooh. But Kubler taking out Kimbo and the Barnacle, which is a huge for them now. Part of the pharmacy is out, and now it's just a matter of clean up from
Energy Esports. Yeah. Krakens needs to steal that card. Like a Luke, unfortunately, just hit, or fortunately for Eden, just setting up in the middle there. And just, you know, cleaning everyone up. Ooh.
So it'll be interesting to see why they're setting up. They got Barnacle on the Genji now, so hopefully can get a deflect onto the Bastion, putting some damage onto him. But this needs to be really coordinated with the Diva and the Winston to get the full value of it.
Yeah, I think in this game, you specifically here, if you get that kill on 20, you then need to babysit him to prevent the res. Ooh, but this fight not working out so well for White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah.
Kubla and Like a Luke just doing tons of work.
And yeah, I'll assume that they're keeping Patches on the Widows because just to keep 20, like not get easy sight lines onto the team.
Exactly. I think with 20 not being contested at all, he just has free reign and we know he can click heads.
Yeah. So, going into the last fight here, we got
Kimbo popping an ultimate.
Both Mercies popping the ultimate.
Oh, Like a Luke just has tank mode up again. Arturio almost dropping there. Ooh, Like a Luke just doing so much work with that tank mode. Patches takes him out. Kubla Diva Bomb not getting anything.
Grifflet's coming out.
Popping it to protect Arturio for the res. Barnacle getting the totem.
And just Barnacle and Kraken's fighting on the point here.
Kraken's taking out Luke. That's just not enough for him though.
Taking out Diva Mech as well, it could possibly change things around here for WRG boosters.
Oh, Patches pulling out the Hanzo. I think they just realized they need a bit more spam damage for that shield. And yeah, just cleaning it up. Smart of them to recognize that. I think with the dive composition they were struggling to get through the Orisa barrier. And having Hanzo really assists with that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, with a composition like this, it's better to get that Orisa shield down.
Yeah.
So that that Boostios can get more aggressive onto the Bastion.
Yeah. And also, you know, 20's made the swap to Hanzo, and Like a Luke has gone to Tracer. So a few composition ships. Visions on the Lucio, Kim on the Moira. So I think they've gone for a little bit more mobility. Like
interesting to see Gaia and Diva coming out from Energy.
Bonnie popping Dragon Blade. 2 ultimates to clean up this fight.
Huge.
They gotta be happy with that. Small investment.
And Boostios coming back, showing them that they're not so easy push-offs with the Bastion comp. And well played by Krakens and Barnacle at the end. They're really clutching it out for the team.
And to only spend 2 ultimates, they've got Patches coming in with his Dragon Strike now. Grifflet's quite far from that transcendence, so something well placed could really disrupt Energy Esports here. And I mean, if you look at the clock, they really are running out of time a little bit.
Yeah, because you can see the Ryan and Zoya coming out now just to be a bit more tanky, getting into the setup. And
big pick from Patches. Kimbo getting Grifflet.
Centicle signing himself on the other side of the dragons, and Jupe is going to chase him.
It looks like 20 and Centicle versus Kimbo and Jupe, but this is another one fight for White Rabbit Gaming, and this is exactly what they need. Put this pressure on Eden. This is where they're going to start making mistakes, and if they can get early picks like they did last time, nice pick from Patches. Kraken's getting something, you know, just take out a Zenyatta, take out a Tracer, take out a key hero. You know, this is effectively a one fight. I see Grifflet trying to flank left a little bit. Maybe he can get a pick. Centicle going in. Bubble just teasing us, really. Waiting for Kugler.
Almost coming up on the grab, so they're probably going to look for the combo now.
Ooh, Patch is taking out like a Luke. Moira with the Coalescence. Visions dropping the beat. He's just keeping 20 out of the fight. Oh, Barnacle with that dash kill on him.
Wow.
This is just what White Rabbit Gaming needed.
100%.
That's enough kills to win that fight. I think this might even be a full hold. I don't think anyone's going to make it there in time. Oh, yes, body popping the dragon.
I love this aggression. Ooh, getting the wombo combo, but can somebody touch the point in time? There is somebody there. It looks like Luke. And Like a Luke is pushing the card for free at this moment. Grifflet there as well.
They almost didn't make that. That was almost overtime down. I think Like a Luke just got there. Push. Ooh. Shadow from Reinhardt. Only getting 2. Oh, 2 kills for Visions in this fight. Oh, let's see if they can get Arturia. Oh, they get him. 20's back up there.
That should be the pick.
This looks like it's 3 players left for Energy Esports. Oh wow, maybe not. Kimbo with the Coalescence doing a lot of work. This is what they needed, I think. And that's a hold right before point 3 for White Rabbit Gaming. I think they can be very excited with that.
That wombo combo at the end there, I don't think WRG Boostios was expecting this. And expecting it at that time, but it was good showing the aggression, but maybe it was just going a bit too far. Maybe they weren't expecting that Zoya ult to come out right there.
So quickly. Looks
so
like
quickly.
20 has dropped. Hopefully he can get back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Centicle's sort of known for charging up his Graviton surges very quickly. He always makes it really difficult to tell exactly when he's going to have it, because I feel he gets it faster than a normal person might.
But well played by WRG Boostios, clutching it at the end there. Could see that Like a Luke came out there with Grifflet, and they were literally pushing the cart on their own, and it was so close. And well played by WRG Boostios, coming out there at the end, really using that spawned advantage to clean up the fight.
Well, Like a Luke had to remove himself from that fight so that he could go push the payload. Otherwise, overtime would have run out. So
100%.
Eden had to do that sort of with the player down. And, I mean, from the side of Boostios, they can be really excited with the time. Well, you know, not all 3 points for Energy Esports. And, I mean, this is obviously their plan. They managed to defend almost all their time just before that 3rd point. So I think maybe in the open spaces they weren't doing as well as they were hoping, but then when it came to the more closed space, they were able to jump on Eden, jump out, and just do enough work to whittle down that time. And I think Eden maybe swapped a little bit too late.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Bastion phase, like this open spaces, is more Bastion favored, but once they got to the last point, it was more easy for them to coordinate the dive and get that Bastion off the payload.
Yeah.
Payload.
Patch is going a little bit of a flank there on the right side.
Yeah. So similar comp. Huge pick on the Mercy. This will allow Boostios to get more aggressive.
Barney needs to be a little bit careful. Crack gets D-Mech. Dripping Crack on the back, just harassing that back line. 20 gets another pick on Crack.
I think once Kraken's mech went down, Jupiter just had to play a bit more passive there.
Yeah.
Went a bit too alone onto the support and easy cleanup from Tentacle on him.
Ooh, Grifflet swapping onto the Brigitte here, so maybe they're looking to actually deal with that jump on them.
Yeah.
Ooh, big pick for 20. I think White Rabbit Gaming need to step back and regroup. Kimbo needs to be careful with that res. Barnacle just got picked there. Bit risky, but, you know, worked out for her in the end. I'm curious to
Oh, lucky 20 again picking up Barnacle.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, taking out Kimbo as well.
Barnacle needs to be a little bit more careful with those sight lines. I think he needs to show 20 a little bit more respect here. Otherwise 20 is gonna have a field day with him. Oh, he swapped to Genji, so he might have a better time here. Almost getting that deflect. 20 getting a little up close there. Oh, huge.
Oh, the deflect from Barnacle.
Oh, that's a big pick for them. That's what they need. Jup jumps in on the Brigitte. They need to get her down.
Yeah,
Visions
now the time.
takes out Grifflet. Oh, Kubler with his Diva Bomb. Let's see if it gets anything. Unfortunately not. Ooh, 20 takes out Visions. Krakens and Centacle having a bit of a fight there with Patches. Unfortunately, Patches goes down. Kimbo used the res. Barnacle with the Dragon Blade. Oh, no, like a Luke with the Dragon Blade. My mistake. And oh, Kimbo just escapes. Patches saves her there.
Wow, this was a fight that we're expecting WRG Boosters to win there. And Tentacle going in deep for the Primal Rage.
Yeah, just, you know, just whittling time off the clock. That's the name of this game. If they can make Boostios spend all their time... if they can make Boostios spend all their time pushing this first point, Boostios then have to play almost the whole game on the back foot.
On the back foot, yeah.
I think they need to make the most of Centacle not being here, and they need to get a dive on here quite quickly. Visions drops the beat. Barnacle with the Dragon Blade. Takes down 20. Arturia has to be the next target. Kraken goes in with the Diva Bomb. Oh, huge!
Take that huge. 20 berets again.
20 rezzed again. Okay, it's just Patches taking out Griffler with a solid headshot. 20 getting Jup in return. The Widowmaker battles are playing sort of quite a key role here. Oh, Barnacle and Kraken's taking out Kubler just before he can remake. Centacle chasing down Patches. They just need to kill him and then this point's theirs.
Yeah, this has been a crazy brawl and Energy is just coming back and really stalling that cart, which is making it very difficult for Boostios.
I am shocked that Arturia was able to get that res in there. And Kubler protected him. Wasn't punished for it enough. And we got Centacle just harassing Jup. Diva Bomb on point. Oof.
Wow.
Takes out Patches, but 20 got Visions crouching on the payload. Jup getting Kubler, but it's really just a consolation at this point. Kimbo resing Barnacle. Let's see if they can make something happen. Kimbo goes down to Centacle. I think that's a little bit too risky, not really getting the value you hoped with that res. Kraken's dropping a Diva Bomb on point. Let's see if this doesn't do what he'd hoped. Unfortunately, Patches running with Soldier. Like a Luke just sort of cleaning this up. This looks like it's going to be a hold from Energy Esports unless Boostios Visions can just pull out some heroics. Unfortunately not. And Barnacle comes in with the late Dragon Blade, but it's not enough. And Energy Esports hold them right before the first point. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, there was 2 pushes I saw from WRG Boostios where they got 2 picks at the beginning of the attack where there was one point where they took out the Brigitte and they took out Mercy, but they kept their backline exposed. If they had to deal with the tanks first in that situation, it would have been changed the whole fight around. But Centacle and Kubla showing some really good work at stalling it and getting their support back.
Centacle sort of showed us a lot of harassment on Winston. He really showed how you could disrupt and just, you know, almost cutting White Rabbit Gaming in half, which I don't think they handled very well.
Yeah.
I also didn't think they capitalized enough. You know, they'd get a pick, they'd maybe get 2, but then they didn't really do too much with it. I think maybe a little bit more, they spend a little bit too much time like organizing. I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive when you do get the picks, and then they could have seen...
The thing is, they were aggressive, but from my end, what I saw is that they were just leaving Kubla and and Centicle just free roam at the backline. So if they dealt with them quicker, because you see Jup was diving in, and if they just kept focusing like counter diving the backline, they would have been in a better situation. But unfortunately, that's just didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't really know what White Rabbit Gaming had to do there. Oh, sorry, dude. I can't change the score. My Discord's looking out, but oh my god. Okay, whatever. I'm just not gonna change the scores. Well, it's 1-0 to Energy Esports.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
I think this map is. I think we're gonna see a lot of Patches versus 20 if Patches decides to go Widowmaker. This is Widowmaker's playground. There's so much open space. There's mountains all around to get your hook shots. There's so much you can do with Widowmaker here.
Yeah, there's so much sight lines to play, and 20 should have like a lot of free roam. Boostios should watch out for those flanks that 20 likes to take, and yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see Patches gonna be pulling out. Yeah, they're on defense first, so they're probably gonna. So Boostios will probably be using the Sonic Arrow to keep sightlines at check, so they know which angles they need to dive on. And yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be the setup that.
I think for them it's gonna have to be Jup, Crack, Barnacle, and Visions jumping in, jumping out very quickly. Patches is just gonna have to try get picks at the back. Try whittle down the shields. Oh, you see they're running double shield with Bastion. Is 20 gonna stay on the... Oh, very excited. Just to help to reposition the Bastion and the shields at different places. I'm very excited to see how this
is gonna be very.
This is very exciting. I'm glad this match is being casted. Okay, everybody just pushing on point. White Rabbit Gaming, tanks just waiting to see what's happening. I think they need Patches Sonic Arrow to scout. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna get to see Arturia, but that's about it. Energy Esports coming through. Oh my gosh. Set up the whole team on Big L's. Like a Luke in Bastion form. Oh, Kraken's managing to take out the teleporter. Vision's got Like a Luke. Barnacle taking out Arturia. That's huge for them. If they can get Grifflet, then that's all the support. Patches with a big pick on Kubler, but Centicle grabs him out. And finally taking out the Brigitte, which basically cleans up this fight for White Rabbit Gaming.
It was a very highly optimistical play by Energy Esports, and unfortunately it didn't play out. I like the idea.
It was creative. It's nice to see people, you know, coming up with new strategies.
Yeah.
But didn't work that time, so it's just back to pirate ship for Energy Esports here. Said to call the Winston. So they're just going to be harassing each other. Hopefully they can pull him down quickly. Dive on the Bastion. Barnacle, Dragon Blade.
Wow.
Gets 3 immediately. 4.
Taking out 4. Huge from Barnacle.
I think that's our play of the game already. That's a huge play from Barnacle, and that's exactly what they need. And that's already almost half of Energy Esports time gone down. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm probably expecting 20 to change of
the
Symmetra now.
He just used his ultimate. He's gone for the Hanzo. I wonder if Centicle's going to go for the Zarya. Doesn't look like it, but they do have Like a Luke on the Pharah. This could be problematic for White Rabbit Gaming. Patches' arrows needs to really aim. They really need to connect. And Jup just going in for the disruption with Primal Rage. Just booping everybody around. Centicle harassing Patches at the back. Oh.
And Kubler, huge from Jup.
That's what he needs. Once again, that's just more time for them. Barnacle taking out Grifflet and Patches just cleaning up Like a Luke at the end. If Krakens can get that final kill on Arturia. Once again, White Rabbit Gaming showing some really good defensive work here. I mean, so much time already.
I think 100%. That they're taking so much, like they're taking control of that high ground and making sure that Eden Energy Esports is not coming in freely onto the supported
think Energy Esports just needs to come together and hold it a bit slower, take the map a bit slower, push with the Reinhardt and the Brigitte. Oh, big shatter from Kubler, that's Visions going down. Patches throwing out his Dragon Strike, not connecting with anyone. Kraken's throwing out the Diva Bomb, also not connecting, not getting the value he wanted. Barnacle just trying to build up that Dragon Blade, doesn't look like he'll have this fight. 20 and Like a Luke just doing their job, cleaning up for the rest of their team, and I think this is going to be Energy Esports point. Still 3 alive, but I don't think that's enough. to make anything happen. So I
Yeah, there was a really good set play by Kubler there, taking out Visions and Krakens into that shatter, which allowed that space for the team to pull up and get the damage in.
still a really good amount of time for White Rabbit Gaming. They really took a lot from Eden there, and now we got patches on the Widowmaker, hopefully to deal with like a Luke, because I think that Pharah caused them a lot of problems, and also they got some good ultimates coming through here. So do White Rabbit Gaming though, so let's see which team can use those better.
Yeah.
Ooh, jumping in. Barnacle with the Dragon Blade. Immediately going for Arturia. Doesn't quite connect that kill. Patches cleans it up for him. 20 Kubler and Centicle getting 3 on White Rabbit Gaming's side. Good fight for White Rabbit Gaming. I think they only invested 1 ultimate, but they came away with a few kills.
Gastlee, I love how they're setting up with this Ryan Winston. They're playing the Winston just to like keep the high ground, like keep contesting the high ground when WRG Boostios dive onto that payload. Kubler's just there swinging his hammer.
Oh, 20 with a big pick on Barnacle. Vision's dropping the beat for his team. Oh, like a Luke getting a really important kill. 20 drops the Dragon Strike, just more of a zoning ultimate. Jup knocks Grifflet. And he's back just to stall for some time. I think White Rabbit Gaming have sustained too many losses. Oh, I didn't even see Centicle just primal raging hardcore at the back, just being so disruptive here. Just holding them back, making space for his team to just finish out point 2. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just saying this, how they're utilizing this comp with the Ryan and Winston. Normally you don't see things like this on higher level play. It's the Brigitte and the Rhino, they're just there to protect the payload and just keep the dive off them.
And the Winston's just so disruptive, but that's a really important pick for them. That opens it up. But 20 goes on a little bit of a flank and takes off Visions. Oh, Kubler getting Jup. I think in small spaces like this, White Rabbit Gaming might need to look at trying to find some answers here. I don't know if this dive comp is going to work for them for the rest of this map. Centicle once again going in, just being so disruptive.
Yeah, Centicle just putting so much pressure on the back line, and like a Luke helping him out with putting the rockets through his way, making it easy for him to get onto the field.
Oh, Dragon Strike by 20. Jup taking out Grifflet first. Ooh, like a Luke with the barrage, but Patches manages to take him out. Not before he gets Visions. Barnacle with his own barrage taking out Kubler. Arturia manages to get like a Luke back into the fight, but I don't know if that will be enough for them. Kimbo gets Visions back. Oh, like a Luke takes out his opposite hero. Centicle jumping on Patches, just keeping him down. Patches takes him out. Jup managing to drop the healer, but not before 20 takes out White Rabbit Gaming's Mercy. Patches with the Krakens with the Diva Bomb, doesn't really connect. 20, Kubler and Grifflet just doing some work, getting the payload a few inches here. Just trying to keep it at the same spot until the reinforcements get there, and they've almost arrived.
Wow, that was well played by the WRG Boostio, just countering. Patches on that soldier was doing really good work, keeping like a Luke at check, not taking that easy sight lines.
And White Rabbit Gaming, you know, spent a few ultimates. Oh, that's a big pick. That's Visions, who dies 86% till his Transcendence. And that's another Dragon Strike and an Earth Shadow. White Rabbit Gaming are just getting... Energy Esports just getting so many ultimates off. And Centicle manages to take down Patches during his tactical visor. 20 just wiping Krakens. Vision's getting a nice pick on Kubler, but that's just going to be res. That's not enough. Pulls his Transcendence out just to stall. Potentially a bit trigger happy with that. Maybe could have waited a little bit. Jup's got his Primal Rage, so he's still got some stalling, and he pops that. Ooh, like a Luke uses the barrage to get a particle with his counter barrage, but 20 was ready for that. 20 was waiting. So now it's just about draining down the clock for White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't know if they'll manage to get reinforcements. Visions here. Oof, again, just draining more time. Jup needs to be careful. Ah, camera work. Jup needs to be careful, otherwise this is gonna go out. Kimbo just needs to stall a little bit. Pardon? Yeah. Transcendence just to ensure nobody dies at this point. Kraken's just stalling a little bit more. But Energy Esports are gonna complete this round with 11 seconds on the point, which I don't think they're gonna be very happy about. White Rabbit Gaming actually managed to stall a lot of time off them.
100%. Energy Esports did, like I was mentioning during the game, they did so well running this Rhine and Brigette on the payload, making it so hard for Boostios to try to get a dive in. Whenever you saw Jup and Kraken trying to get in there, you just saw the Brigette always punching them away, and Ryan just swinging his hammer. He doesn't even need to hold his shield that much with this type of composition.
Yeah. And they were constantly playing around them, which forced them to be unable to contest the payload as much as they'd like to. So Energy Esports got a lot of push, even though they weren't. The fights kind of seemed to go either way. Maybe Energy Esports edging a bit more in the fights, but the payload was never really contested that much.
Yeah. So it was hard to dive on, and Centicle was doing so much work on the Winston, making sure that Patches is not getting any easy picks or easy takes onto 20, just kind of like zoning him out on the side there.
I wonder if White Rabbit Gaming is going to be able to overcome this composition that Energy Esports are bringing, because it's looking really good with regards to everything, and just for a little sort of surprise, they've got Like a Luke on the Bastion. You know, coming with a dive, it is Reinhardt, so they're going to have Winston D.Va, they're going to be mobile, they got Genji, and hopefully the dive composition can open up some space for Patches to just get some of those very important picks.
And your thoughts, Gastlee, like, as a dive composition, what would be the main target for the dive in the situation?
For me, I think what you'd have to do is just dive straight onto the Bastion with your D.Va rockets, burn him down quickly, and then immediately go to the Zenyatta.
Yeah.
For me, Zenyatta's always target number one.
Because Bastion is basically the Winston and D.Va killer if you don't use resources wisely. Yeah.
You have to, you know, the D.Va has to fly with the Bastion, block him up a little bit. Once she gets there, she can rocket and shoot just so they can do enough. And all Barnacle needs to do is get a dash and a right click, maybe a bit of a deflect. And that'll be an interesting setup position for Energy Esports here. Got like a Luke wedged in between two rocks, so it's going to make it really hard to dive on them. And Reinhardt's just going to swing that hammer. Oh, that's what they needed. Zarya shield gets him, but that's almost exactly what they needed. I didn't see 20 swap to the Tracer, actually. Oh, I wonder if Visions is going to try chance a res. Ooh, another Bastion kill for the Barnacle. That's 2 this time. Ooh, 20 getting Visions. I don't think he was aware that he was down there. And that's a cleanup for Energy Esports. Wow. But like a Luke has a bit of a walk back.
What Energy Esports did so well there is they kept Grifflet on that high ground, and 20 was just hiding in the low ground there, making sure that when they do dive the Bastion, whoever comes down, he'll just clean up.
Yeah, I do think that it might have been, they could have been better served jumping on the Zenyatta first, and
no, that was actually a bait from
I do understand, but that's a quick kill. Okay, 20 taking out Kimbo on the flank, drops his pulse bomb on Visions, takes out Jup, that's both supports and the main tank. Patches with a nice kill onto 20, but it's not really gonna have too much effect on this fight. Artillery erases that mistake. So I think White Rabbit Gaming need to take a good hard think. They did swap Patches off the Widowmaker onto the Hanzo. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's going to burn the shield. It's definitely an extra bit of burst damage, which they might need. Jup, Barnacle, right onto the Bastion. Barnacle pulls off the Dragon Blade. Oof. But like a Luke just did not go down. 20 takes out Patches. Kimbo manages to get him in return. Patches back up.
It's amazing what they're doing to keep the Bastion alive.
Oh, Earth Shatter from Kubler manages only to get Patches, but he jumps out of the way. Vision's just jumping through. Unfortunately, Patches goes down again. Jup doing nothing more than tickling them. 20 going on a bit of a flank. Jup dropping his Primal Rage. I don't think it's going to do anything right now. Just has to get back. Maybe they can re-engage. Barnacle on the Pharah. That changed just to do a bit more damage to Like a Luke, because I think he struggled with the Genji to take him down. And they were timing their resources quite well. Oh, Team Buckle Crack! And it picks up Arturia, that's what they need. That means no one's coming back in this fight. Dwarf Patches taking out 20, and the White Rabbit Gaming just cleaning this up. Just Kubler left, but I think Barnacle and Kraken should be able to handle this.
Well played, WRG Booster. That was really well done.
Yeah, they need. Once they got the Bastion under control with the Pharah, you know, because they were able to hit Bastion from so much further away without Bastion able to have as much of an impact on them.
Yeah, the
And
thing is, like, getting it against a composition like this, you have to take your time and look for that opening. And there were the last 2 minutes they were forcing that opening, which wasn't happening for them. And switching Barnacle to the fodder helped them a lot.
yeah, and if you look, they've swapped like a Luke onto the Hanzo now. I think just to contest patches, but I think they're not really paying attention to 20, who's actually doing so much work. He's sort of playing the role that Sentikol was playing last time. Oh, Krakens and Jup right onto Grifflet, gets them very quickly. Particle the barrage, takes out Arturia.
The grab finding nothing, and unfortunately they tried to put it on the payload, hoping he could get some of the tank Sentikol.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not finding anyone.
Just a bit of a swing and a miss there for Energy Esports. Convincing fight win from White Rabbit Gaming. They did have to pop quite a few ultimates in Barrage, Coalescence, and Valkyrie, but at this point they need to get more points on their board. They really need to win this map to tie up the match. So I think it's the name of the game is just let's get there quickly. Alrighty, triggered the Transcendence with Patch's Dragon Strike. Senticol's back onto the Winston, hopefully for that disruption again. Patches manages to take out Grifflet. Oh, that's a big shatter from Kubler. Manages to take down Patches. Ooh, Kubler just hunting down Visions. 20 seems to have him. Patches with the Diva Bomb. Oh, takes out Arturia and Kubler. That's big.
Huge.
That's what they needed. But like a Luke gets Visions in return. It's just Sentikol and 20 contesting this. Oh, and like a Luke on the far. And their D-Mech Krakens. Ooh, Grifflet's made a comeback. So close, but...
It's again Sentikol and Kubler showing some really, well, mainly Sentikol this time, showing some really good work. And like a Luke, just staying in the air, just putting down that rockets, making it very difficult for Boostios to sustain on that point.
Yeah, and now they're running almost mirror comps, except they have 20 on Tracer and obviously the Zenyatta versus Moira. Jup goes straight in, but it seems like, oh, Barnacle gets Arturia with a nice mid-air rocket. Krakens manages to clean up like a Luke. Kubler gets the D-Mech on Krakens. There's Grifflet down. Barnacle with another barrage so quickly. I think this is going to be a cleanup for them unless Kubler manages to stall even longer. And they need to handle 20, who, as I speak, takes out Kim. Drops the pulse, but Bonnie jumps out of the way. And they got Arturia back into the fight. See, I just don't think they're dedicating enough to Sentikol. Managed to get him down now. But Arturia go off. Bit risky from Arturia. But it's now just like a Luke contesting this point. Oh! Takes out Visions with the barrage, but I think Patches manages to one-clip him, so... Oh, just hit him with one arrow. Grifflet goes down now. It's just Jup pushing, being a little aggro. I think he was just trying to get the D-Mech onto Kubler. But, again,
Yeah,
little far
well
away.
played.
20 picking up the Widow again, making his presence immediately felt with a kill on Patches.
Yeah, so well played again by Boostios, really taking out Sentikol there, taking out the support. But yeah, let me get this to you because it looked like there's another huge fight happening.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that 20 I think has a bit of an advantage here because there's only really one attack point. Nobody's just repositioning himself, manages to get Barney with a sweet headshot. I gotta watch my swearing. I swore the last time I watched 20 play on stream. He took out Spudge. But White Rabbit Gaming need to be a little bit concerned with the amount of time left. They have one big fight, maybe two little skirmishes, and they need to use their ultimates really effectively. They've moved Barnacle back onto that Genji just to put a bit more pressure onto 20. And I think this is going to be a little easier for the sports. Coalescence coming out from Kimbo. Kraken's taking down Sentikol. That's a bit of space. Kubler with the Diva Bomb. Ooh, takes out Kimbo, who just couldn't get through in time. Like Luke manages to get Patches. It's just Visions and Kraken's on point. I think they need to get like Luke. Barnacle takes down 20 at the back. Him and Jup return from their adventure. Krak gets down like Luke. Visions pops his ultimate, gets taken down. Arturia pops his ultimate. Manages to get 20 back up. I hope they notice this in time. Sentikol with the Primal Rage. Barnacle manages to wipe out Kubler. Oh, Patches with a good headshot on Arturia. And it's just Sentikol stalling the point. Krakens throws his Diva Bomb. Oh, takes out Grifflet.
He was just a millimeter away from that bubble.
Oh, so unfortunate. Just a positional error from him.
Yeah.
20 just raining down bullets from the far end. Up, they've spotted Sentinel's hiding place with Patch's Sonic Arrow. They need to be careful not to leave that payload. Patches throws a Dragon Strike just to zone people a little bit. Arturia flies through it, but dangerous from him. 20 with the kill to Vision. Barnacle with the Dragon Blade. Oh, takes out Grifflet, takes out 20. It's just Kubla and Sentinel left on point. Kim with the Coalescence. Ooh, they just need a white piece. Ooh, Kubla with a bit of a blast of his own. Oh, takes out Patches, bit unfortunate. They need to take out Sentinel if they want to complete this map out. Oh, reinforcements back, here's the barrage. Oh, and that might be enough for Energy Esports. Like a Luke getting the mech and Kimbo, that's the support, and that's a really strong defensive and stalling aspect. Vision's just trying to stall for time. Jup with the Primal Rage, this could be the space they need. Kraken's already has his mech back. Patches on the Tracer just to get back to the point fast enough. Oh, that's enough kills for Energy Esports. I don't know if this is going to be doable at this point.
Yeah.
If Barnacle can pull out another Hero Dragon Blade, this could be possible. But for now, it just seems like Patches and Barnacle, only one's left. Just Barnacle. I think that's a bit too much work for him. A bit much to expect from him. Efficiency makes it back in time. But that's unfortunately not enough. And Energy Esports takes this map.
Time and time again, Gastlee. I don't know how Sentinel does it, but he's always alive on that last minute. And he's so good at dividing the team. Like, he was creating these fights for Energy Esports that where there's two fights happening and he's just staying alone there, like keeping the backline away from the fight that's actually happening at the back. And he's doing this all on his own while staying alive. I don't know how he does it. He's so good.
They're just not dedicating their. Oh, I can endorse people. That's my last game. Sorry. I just don't think they're dedicating the resources to Sentinel. You know, he is one of the highest rated players in South Africa for a reason, and he's just showing that today. They are just not dealing with him, and he's just causing so much disruption that he's almost cutting the White Rabbit Gaming attacks in half.
And he just seems to clutch all the time. And yeah, I'd 100% agree with you there. It's like, if they can just keep that threat and keep maybe start off with a counter dive, try get him a bit quicker down, it would swing things a bit more into WRG Boostios' favor. So yeah, I hope WRG Boostios pick that up and start reacting to it.
I wonder what they're gonna pull out here. I think they might even want Barnacle as Zarya, because this is quite a Zarya heavy map, you know. Maybe not for point 1, but definitely for the first and for the Streets phase and the last phase, Zarya and Reinhardt, you know, that's a really solid combination. Sentinel's a really powerful Zarya.
Yeah.
I don't think Hammond's quite allowed just yet.
So just a quick question, like, you being on Boostios, do you agree that they should be running dive on like 100% of the time, or do you think they can bring out a bit of a Rhine, a bit of like on certain, like especially on the last point of Hollywood, like we saw now, not Hollywood, sorry, Route 66.
Yeah.
And would you like as a an analyst as well, would you rather want to see a Rhine Zarya type of matchup coming up over there, or what do you think?
I think it very much depends on the environment, but when I look at that last point of Route 66, you can dive, but it's a bit narrower. It's harder, but you have to all move as one. You can't do the half dive, which they were doing. You got to bring your whole dive forward. I don't know if Hanzo is the best choice for that. Maybe if they had, a Widowmaker who could be a lot more precise with those dives, but then also maybe a Soldier or a Tracer who could be getting more sort of damage into the action at a more accurate sort of level, and I think that's going to provide more damage. And if the dive can just move together, they could have performed there, but the way they were playing, it might have been smarter to go for the Reinhardt Zarya, take a bit of a slower push in. Yeah,
because like I said, Sentinel was just so good at separating, creating two fights at a time, and where the team didn't know where to put resources in.
And there weren't enough resources to just handle Sentinel, so it was basically 5 versus 3 at one point and 1v3 at another point. They were going in Eden's favor more often than not. Oh, coming with a double shield Bastion again.
And again, Symmetra.
Ooh, I think they're going to try and put the shield there, but it looks like White Rabbit Gaming might... Oh, they might be wise to that. Like Luke managed to get the setup. Ooh, Kimbo managing to take out 20 with her damage orb. If they can take out Grifflet and then grab the rest of the sports, which they have managed to do. White Rabbit Gaming being really smart here. Oh, Arturia going for a risky res. This is well held by White Rabbit Gaming. Grifflet's turrets unfortunately claiming Barnacle. But I think overall, commanding fight win from White Rabbit Gaming. They kind of saw what was going on and they handled it really well.
Yeah, so now like a look going on to the fodder now, creating a bit more like it's a very good fodder map. This first point where you can just stay up in the air and keep the pressure off the dive into the backline.
Oh, big headshot from Patches onto 20. The thing with the far is you can just play that whole left side of Hotel and you can just play around there. And, not get hit, stay out everybody's way, and you can still rain down so much damage. And 20 finally back up by Arturia, going on his flank. Kubla charging away, trying to get the Barnacle, misses. Barnacle takes out Griffin in return. Patches getting the Mercy, so there'll be no one coming back. Centacle has swapped onto the Brigitte, hopefully just to deal with the divey tanks of White Rabbit Gaming. Oh, Kimbo just getting the fade out of 20's Pulse Bomb. Bit of an overcommit from them with regards to ultimates, Dragon Blade and Coalescence. Ooh, those are going to be resources they might regret spending.
I'm sure Barnacle will be a bit upset about that one.
Yeah.
Probably thought that there was more alive, but unfortunately...
Ooh. 20 getting that pick onto Visions, and that's the Mercy gone. Won't be there for this coming fight. Again, they're just not dealing with it. Let's see if... Oh, 20 getting Patches. Him and Bonnie were unable to take out 20. That's not great for them. 20 once again in a 1v1 with Bonnie, but here comes the backup. Jup just stalling with the Primal Rage. Visions popping his ulti from base. And there's another Diva Bomb from Krakens. Oh, like a look at the barrage. That's doing the necessary work. Ooh. Possible overcommit from Kubla. That's an Earth Shatter that maybe he didn't need.
I think he just wanted to show his dominance on Jup.
And just show Jup who's the main tank boss. And we got 20 going on a bit of a flank, almost has his pulse bomb. I think he's definitely going to be looking for Visions as a target for this one. Oh, one clips Patches. Oh, gets the stick on Visions, but Jup manages to take him down. Ooh, that's...
Yeah, with energy having the quicker spawns, they can allow them to be a bit more aggressive on this next push.
Exactly. That's a long spawn for Patches. That's a long distance he's got to climb. Oh, like a Luke getting
down now.
Yeah, this is going to be hard. They need to pull out. I think they actually need to change up some strategies here. They need to dedicate. Oh, like a Luke with the mid-air rocket kills on Barney. He's going to be happy with that. Kraken's just trying to disrupt him a little bit, but like a Luke for now is just a little uncontested in the air. Centacle just throwing in some extra damage, some extra presence with Brigitte. I think White Rabbit Gaming need to actually look deep and they need to deal with this threat that is like a Luke right now. 20 going onto the McCree, one of the most deadly hit scans, if not the most deadly in South Africa. So I think he's going to punish Barnacle a little bit. There goes Drip, but Kim pulls out the Coalescence, just a little bit too late to save him. Hopefully they can rain in enough damage to contest this point for a little bit more time. Kraken's just throwing his body there. 20 getting Visions. Ooh, this does not look good for White Rabbit Gaming. Arturia going for the sneaky res, manages to pull it off. 20 claiming out Kimbo. Centacle cleaning up Patches. I think that's enough. Yeah. This is what we were talking about earlier, Brew, when you asked me on the last map, do you think Boostios should have stayed committed to the dive, or do you think they should have pulled out the Ryan Zarya?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like... At the moment,
barrage from Luke taking out both supports.
From Luke going in deep and making sure they don't get a regroup, and that's really well played.
Exactly. White Rabbit Gaming are unable to regroup, and
and it's causing a lot of panic. I'm seeing Jup diving in alone. Patches at the back. I mean, it's Kraken's at the back, not coming in.
Particle with the flank and the barrage. Unfortunately, doesn't pick anyone up, but Kraken's does manage to get Grifflet. That's that. Oh, unfortunately, Visions goes down. They're letting Arturia get all these reses off. I just don't think they're punishing him enough. But Grifflet taking the Transcendence just to keep everybody alive, just to get a few more pushes. Centacle manages to get the DMAC on him. Jup goes down, he's just hero playing at the end there, just to stall for some time, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, Bonnie with the boop almost gets Kubler, unfortunately not. They need to start contesting this point. Oh, Centical, 20 with the Deadeye there. I wonder if, oh, two picks again.
Both support down, and this is just a matter of cleanup now for Energy Esports.
Oh, Kraken's going with a massive Diva Bomb. Not as massive as I implied. Oh, Kubler missing everything with the Earth Shatter. Kraken's just stalling. Vision's coming just to buy some time. Like a Luke with a Barrage, but that's just to clear the pathway. And White Rabbit Gaming finish with roughly, Energy Esports complete the map with roughly 2 minutes left.
Yeah, getting back to our point, it's this King's Row. We've seen it in pro play. We've seen it in contenders. We've seen it everywhere there, where the teams normally come out with the Ryan Zoya because it's such a Ryan Zoya map, because it's being very, very tight cornered with lanes, and especially the first point as well, where you can be aggressive onto that first point going into the backline, because it's such a short run towards it. So if you go as a team, you can actually like go onto the backline very easily with going either through hotel or around statue. It just creates a lot of space for the attacking team. And with dive, it's a bit more difficult, because you need like Jupe needs to do what Centical does is when he's on the Winston, is create two fights, and once you can create that two fights, you can capitalize on it, if you know what I mean, Gastlee.
Yeah, I understand, but I also think at a certain point you got to realize when you're actually getting, you know, steamrolled a little bit. Now is the streets phase, and that's when White Rabbit Gaming's dive just was not up to the task of, you know, in any way stopping Energy Esports pushing that streets phase, even the final phase. You know, Barnacle got a cool sneaky flank with a Furry, went underneath, but that's pretty much it with regards to the defense we saw in almost 2 whole points.
Yeah.
You know, all they were doing was just buying time with their bodies. They weren't necessarily making any important plays and gaining points, and I think that's where it's a little concerning. I think it, you know, how can it take you an entire map to realize? I feel they maybe should have seen first, maybe second last fight in the streets phase. Okay, guys, this isn't working. Let's maybe shift it up. But they let them push all the way. And 2 minutes and 1 second, you know, it's not the most time, but it's a good amount of time for Energy Esports. And
so now you see Boostios coming out with the Goats comp here, where this is a very rushy, using speed boost and all the heals to keep sustained and just muscle the 100 point.
Oh, see that pick. Kubler just taking out Kimbo. Patches going down on Brigitte. Oh, Jup getting Kubler, but you know, this does not look like a great fight for them. Yeah, Barnacle.
I don't think they were expecting that charge from Kubler.
I know.
Like, as Brigitte, you need to be picking up that quickly so you can stun him away from the team. And now again, they're going into a more the same. They're still doing goats. And that's a huge pick by 20.
Yeah, because the whole comp just sort of becomes irrelevant without that. I like the Zarya Reinhardt, but I think they should maybe they need to get a little bit more damage. They're not putting on enough pressure here. They're honestly not contesting Energy Esports enough.
Yeah. With the Goats comp, you need to be very direct in who you're gonna attack with this comp. And trust the heals to keep everybody alive and not worry about the far effect too much.
Visions and Barnacle going down to that Earth Shatter. Oh, Patch is not connecting with that shield bash. Like Luke taking him down.
Like a Luke will have his barrage now, because he's getting free reign. Like,
he's not contested.
Like I said, it's either if you're gonna run the Goats comp, you mustn't worry too much about the fodder, rather play down the hotel and focus on the backline more than anything else.
So now they've gone for a little bit of a shifting composition. I think Barnacle's just a little reluctant to lose that Graviton Surge charge. Big pick for Patches on 20. This could be what they need. Oh, Grifflet out-sniping Patches though. This gives space for Arturia to go for the res, but Visions manages to interrupt like a Luke's barrage. Ooh, bit late for Grifflet. Just to keep Centical alive. Oh, there's the counter grab just for Grifflet, and now it's just the 2 Zaryas going at it. Ooh, Barnacle manages to take him out. So looks like they're gonna get the point. I think the Graviton Surge was a little bit of an overcommit. It was just for Grifflet, and no, that's unfortunate. Kraken's getting demech. Looks like Kubler's going to contest this point. Arturia pops his Valkyrie, like a Luke back in the sky. I've got to be careful of Patches. Barnacle must be wishing he had that Graviton Surge. Like a Luke manages to drop Visions, who was 20% to Transcendence, but Patches gets 20. Jup manages to drop Luke, and this could be time for them to get back into this fight. Ooh. Oh, Diva Bomb doesn't connect, but it does disrupt. Jup's got his Primal Rage. Ooh. Solo Shadow doesn't manage to connect. Patches manages to get Grifflet. I think this could be their point. I think this is what they need. This is good. That's took them a minute or 2.5 minutes, but you know, now they're on the streets phase, and I think they're better placed.
Well done by actually Energy Esports to come again and try contest, buy some more time.
That was another 30-45 seconds they managed to get off the clock. So
maybe I'll disagree on overcommitting with a lot of ults, but yeah, we'll give them a bit more time to have a couple of more fights on the street phase.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the streets phase is where it's really going to come through as just, oh, big pick for Patches. That's Grifflet, who did die, didn't have his Transcendence. Arturia's going for the res. Oh, that was a bit of a bait. Barnacle manages cleaning up like a Luke down. Ooh, this looks good for White Rabbit Gaming. 20 going on another flank. Looks like he'll go again. Let's see if he can connect with anyone here. Kraken's goes to just make sure he's not doing anything. Kimbo brings Jup back just to ensure. I don't know if they'll manage to push the rest of this uncontested, but there'll be one more fight, and if they don't get Patches back in time, it could be really hard for them.
And right now we're gonna see the Wombo coming out front from Energy Esports, and here it comes. Luke coming in with a barrage.
The Transcendence managing to mitigate a lot of that, but unfortunately not enough.
And now this just looks like a clear fight won by
you know,
Energy Esports.
White Rabbit Gaming needed to go back to the drawing board, try again. They did well. You know, they got a lot of valuable push there. They just got to be careful of that flank from 20, and Grifflet's just building up charge so fast by just punishing them with those right clicks.
Barnacle coming up with a grab now. They can possibly have a wombo combo between Krakens with that Diva Bomb, throwing it into the grab, and hopefully they can pick up a few target picks with that.
They do have the Diva Bomb grab combo. Oh, that is not great. That is not great for White Rabbit Gaming. Oh, that Shadow just prevented that Diva Bomb from going anywhere. 20 and like a Luke just cleaning up. Barnacle managing to take down Centicle, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Yeah, 20 is just on fire. Although Barnacle's doing a lot of hard work himself. Ooh, they didn't manage to get Arturia there. Little unfortunate, but Jup with his Primal Rage is just going to try and push this over the edge. See if he can get down.
I wasn't sure if they should have skipped sustaining on the fight. Maybe they could have just reset. Because they have a minute. If they have a minute, they can come back and take another fight. But Patch is turning things around here.
Unfortunately, not enough as Kubler comes out. Oh, never mind. Possibly enough. They need to deal with Centicle quickly, though. It's just Centicle and like a Luke now coming back. But if they're fast, they can get there in time. I think a Reinhardt would have helped them a little bit more, to be honest. I can't help but feel that a Reinhardt would have just enabled Barnacle to be a little more effective on the Zarya. Not that he hasn't been having a great impact already. Like Luke going for the sneaky flank here. He has the barrage ready, and I think he just wants to give everybody a fright. Ooh, there we go.
Down both of those huge from Luke.
Yeah. Nice grab from Barney. Yeah, unfortunately 20 just getting the final picks off. Bit of a convincing fight win. Bit of a convincing... Oof, yeah, this is not looking good for White Rabbit Gaming. In fact, that is probably the worst it could look. That's a little unfortunate. I really assume... I know they were expecting a little bit more from this. And that's the map to Eden. What do you think of that, dude? Why don't you tell me...
It's been very intense. Like at the end there, I could see you could see White Rabbit Gaming is looking like they're a bit, when they get under pressure, they get a bit panicky. They could have there was 1 or 2 minutes on the clock, and this is like something that was relevant in the whole game, is where they could have just regrouped, take another fight, and maybe build up a bit more ultimates and use it wisely. But a lot of the ultimates was coming out very panicky, and and there was a 1 or 2 grabs by Barnacle that was got only 1 or 2 in it, and it's like if they're gonna get 1 or 2, they have to capitalize on that too, and then
Exactly.
as a team, yeah.
They seemed a little bit more all over the place than Energy Esports. Energy Esports look very confident. They look very much together. I know they're going to be happy with this result. That's undefeated for them and a
Yeah.
perfect percentage score. Not dropping a single map this leg.
And yeah, eN.EDEN just showing like the confidence, bringing out like the Symmetra, even though it didn't work 100%, but it just shows them the confidence of what they have in the
they're happy to
arsenal, where they can
try.
happy to try and do things like this. And the thing with Boostios is that they just need to understand how to like shut down players that especially the heroes that's problematic to them, like time and again. I can't stress this enough, is how Centicle was as Winston was so easily getting at the back on his own and not getting dealt with quick enough,
Exactly.
and separating the team. And that's what Energy Esports is so good at, is just trying to make more fights happen and putting their resources on the right players.
And you know what? Even if that means just to sort of deal with it, even if it means just pulling out a Reaper that just sits with your supports at the back,
Yeah,
just to ensure that you're still doing fine. I mean,
and
because
it created a situation, and as being an off tank player, both of us being off tank players, it was putting Krakens in the situation where he didn't know where to place himself most of the times. And it's either you follow your strategy as a team, go together on it as a team onto the backline, or you deal with Winston quick enough. It's either or, and that's what was happening. It was just a soul separate where they didn't know where to put themselves.
yeah,
And yeah,
a White Rabbit Gaming, that we saw some really good. We saw some really good moments from them this game, and I think
yeah,
they got a lot of sort of good parts to
100%. Yeah.
take away, and I mean they can be happy with that. But I do think,
I find with their defense on dive is not that bad, especially when they have to clutch it at the end.
yeah,
But they need to identify how to deal with the bastion more quickly.
yes,
Especially if they're going to be running dive, they need to like know what is a set play for it, because it feels like what they were doing, they were just more panicky, not sure like when to go in. It's like, as a bastion, you must be very coordinative, and you have to go together as one and use all your resources to take the bastion out. Because once you take the bastion out, then cancel the res. You basically make it hard for them to reset and to get the bastion set up on the payload again.
yeah, exactly. And just I think in general, just maybe they looked a little scared to change strategies so quickly, which is really out of character for them personally.
Yeah,
I find that White Rabbit Gaming traditionally have been very quick to identify their problem areas and been very flexible and very adaptive to the situations they come up against in their games.
yeah.
And I just don't think we saw that so much from them this evening. They
I
look
think it was a situation when they came up against unidentified. They stick to this strat, and it worked well. And they've
yes,
probably been scrimming as well, and how they scrim, like they're using the dive, and they're very confident in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like sometimes using that comp and maybe just changing one aspect in the composition to deal with a certain hero can work. But in this case, they weren't doing that. It was more of a situation where they just panicked and not stick to their strengths.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, was my mic muted? Okay, dude, let's end the stream there.
Okay, cool.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time. Um,
Cool.
yeah, cheers.
Cheers, guys.